Have you ever wondered why life seems to rush by so quickly, like sand through your fingers? Why do we feel like we never have enough time, trapped in a frantic race towards an uncertain future? In this Zen story, we will explore an ancient and profound truth, handed down by Buddhist wisdom, that completely overturns our perception of the brevity of life. We will discover that the true length of our existence is not measured in years or decades, but in something infinitely more precious and always available. And if you stick around until the end, you'll discover a millennial perspective that could forever change the way you perceive time and your very existence, giving you a sense of peace and fulfillment you thought was unattainable. But before you go any further, please like this video and share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more soul-nourishing content. The afternoon sun filtered through the ancient leaves of a bamboo grove, casting long dancing shadows on the hard-packed ground of the temple. The still air was filled with an expectant silence, broken only by the distant rustling of the wind in the treetops. In front of a small open pavilion, about 30 people sat in respectful silence, their faces turned toward an elderly figure seated on a simple cushion. It was the venerable Ananda, spiritual grandfather of the community, a monk whose wisdom was renowned far beyond the temple walls. His eyes, though veiled by age, radiated an intense and serene light, and a gentle smile framed thin lips. People of all ages and walks of life had come to hear him, drawn by an inner hunger, a desire to understand the mystery of life, and perhaps more than anything else, by a common lament: life is too short. Venerable Ananda waited a moment longer, savoring the silence, sensing the energy and concerns that hovered among those present. Then, with a calm, deep voice, like the sound of a distant bell, he broke the wait. "Peace be with you," he said. "I see you here, with open hearts and curious minds. I hear the silent question that many carry within, a lament that has repeated through the ages: why is life so short?" An almost imperceptible murmur ran through the crowd. Many nodded, their eyes reflecting the weariness and frustration of those who feel time slipping away inexorably. The monk continued, his gaze taking in each of them. "I understand this feeling. We live as if we were in a perpetual race, chasing a tomorrow that never truly arrives, or regretting a yesterday that will never return. And so we feel that time slips through our fingers, fast and elusive. But I tell you, my children, that life is not short." A wave of surprise passed through the assembly. How could it not be brief? Hair turns gray, bodies grow old, loved ones pass away. The end seems so close, even in the middle of the journey. Venerable Ananda smiled slightly, as if reading their thoughts. "Think of the sun," he said. "Every morning it rises, bringing light and warmth. Every evening it sets, giving way to the moon and the stars. The day ends, yes, but the sun rises again the next day. The light is new, yet it is the same light. The cycle repeats itself over and over again." He began to weave the thread of his teaching, drawing on profound Buddhist wisdom. Our linear mind, our common perception, divides time into past, present, and future. We label these segments: minutes, hours, days, weeks, years, decades. We give them names: Monday, Tuesday, holidays, vacations, ages. But this is a construct of the human mind, a way of organizing and making sense of what is, in reality, a continuous flow. He pointed to a small stream that was flowing lazily near the pavilion. "Look at the water in that stream. The water you see now is not the water you saw a moment ago, nor will it be the water you will see in the next moment. Yet it is still the same stream. We do not say the stream is short because a particular drop of water flows away. The stream is a continuous presence, an eternal flow." In the same way, a monk continued, his voice taking on a soft intensity, "Life is not a straight line that begins and ends. Life is an infinite succession of nows. Every breath is a life. Every heartbeat is a life. This very moment, here, with me, is a complete life in itself. Many in the audience seemed to struggle with the concept. It was so different from the way they had always thought. Why then do we feel so overwhelmed by its brevity? Asked a woman, her voice shaking. Ah, Venerable Ananda replied, nodding. We feel life is short because we do not live it. We do not live in the moment. We live in our thoughts about the past or future moment. We are prisoners of memories or slaves to expectations. We are here physically, but our consciousness is elsewhere. The monk straightened slightly, his posture exuding strength and tranquility. True spirituality, the essence of the Buddhist path and many other wisdom paths, lies in awakening to this now. When our mind is constantly in the past, regrets, nostalgia, or the future, anxieties, hopes, plans, we are not present to experience the richness and fullness of the moment we are living now. And because we don't experience it, it's as if it never happened. That's why life seems to fly by, because we've spent most of our time not being there. He paused, letting his words sink in. What the sage taught, he continued, referring to the Buddha, is not to deny the past or the future, but to recognize that the only reality we can truly experience, the only place where we can act, love, learn, and grow, is the present. When we live fully in the day, the moment, every instant, we discover that life is not short at all. Every moment lived with awareness is an eternity in miniature. A man, sitting with his shoulders hunched, looked up. But how can you live like this? The mind is always wandering. That's true, the monk agreed softly. The mind is like a restless monkey, jumping from branch to branch. The practice is to train that monkey to stay, even for an instant, on the present branch. As I heard a friend say, the first thing I do in the morning is give thanks for waking up. This simple act of gratitude immediately roots us in the now. It reconnects us with the miracle of being alive, here and now. There's no need to wait for a more perfect day, he continued, his words seeming to echo the wisdom of the text that had inspired this conversation. This day, this moment, is already perfect just the way it is, with all its imperfections. If we spend our time worrying about what will happen in a week, a year, or 20 years, we miss the life that is unfolding right in front of us, right inside us. Don't be afraid of the time you can live, he urged. Don't worry about the quantity of it. Worry about the quality of it. The quality of time is determined by your presence in it. When you are fully present, every moment is dense, rich, full of possibility and experience. He spoke of authenticity, another key point of wisdom he had heard. Being authentic means listening to your inner self, feeling what your heart and deep mind are telling you to do, and acting accordingly. Not to please others, not to chase an idea of success imposed from outside, because it resonates with your inner truth. This acting in harmony with yourself roots you even more in the present, because you are fully committed to the action you are taking now. If you feel you have to do something, he said, just do it. Do it with your whole being right now. It is in this conscious, authentic action that you find your path. And when you live your path moment by moment, there is no room for the feeling that life is short. There is only the constant experience, the constant evolution, the unfolding of existence. The monk then spoke about detachment from the outcome. The fear of the end, the feeling of brevity, often comes from attachment to a desired future or from the fear of losing what we have. But everything is impermanent. Accepting this is not pessimistic, it is liberating. It frees us from the bondage of future time and allows us to appreciate the fragile and precious beauty of the present. I know I have my path, said Venerable Ananda, and when I have completed it, I will leave behind the responsibilities I have. There is no need to hurry nor to fear. There is only the step to take now. A deep sigh rose from an older woman. But memories, the past defines us. The past informs us, the monk replied softly. We can learn from it, but it must not imprison us. We can bring the wisdom of the past into the present, but we must live here. The future inspires us. We can set intentions, but we must act now. The here and now is the only point of power, the only place where life really happens. Think about it, said Venerable Ananda, his gaze radiating deep compassion. Morning, afternoon, night. Morning, afternoon, night. This cycle is eternal. It is we who break it into days, weeks, years. Life, in its cosmic essence, is a constant flow, and it is in this constant flow, lived moment by moment with awareness, personal growth, and spiritual growth, that brevity vanishes, replaced by a sense of immensity. What I try to do every day, the monk concluded, his hands clasped in a gesture of peace, is to live intensely in the present moment, to be fully present in every action, in every interaction, in every breath, and above all, to be authentic to myself. This is the secret, my children. There is no time to measure or fear. There is only the eternal now, unfolding in all its glory. Live this now, with gratitude and presence, and you will discover that life is not, and never has been short. A respectful silence fell over the assembly, different from the one before. It was not a silence of expectation, but a silence of deep absorption. The faces no longer showed only concern, but a dawning light of understanding and hope. The sense of urgency had been replaced by an unexpected calm. As the sun sank further, painting the sky orange and pink, those present slowly rose, bowed in thanks to Venerable Ananda, and departed. Each took away not only the words of the monk, but the vibration of his presence, the echo of his wisdom. They had begun to glimpse that the length of life is not a matter of time, but of awareness. And that, in the vast and infinite space of the eternal present, life has all the time to be lived, fully and deeply. Buddhist reflections on time and existence had planted a powerful seed in their hearts, a seed destined to grow into a garden of presence and fullness.